welcome back to round 2 of the Super Series. We are at Snetterton, which is our local and seems to be one of the best tracks I end up going to. So for myself, results here normally quite good. I think last year we were the quickest. The year before we were about a 10th off the fastest time, so we've always been quick round here, but there have been a couple of corners that we've really struggled on. So with the new chassis this year, the main aim for this first session this morning, just on the test, is to try and improve our minimum speed through the first left-hander, so turn number 3. Last year in one of the main races we were averaging sort of a minimum of 92-93 mile an hour. So yeah, the goal is to see if we can get that a bit quicker. So we're going to do a session. Have got just to go a little bit slower for the first couple of laps anyway, to put another heat cycle through the engine, because obviously it has been rebuilt. And yeah, come in after the first one, we're going to make some changes to the setup and see whether it makes it better or worse, because we've only got 2 test sessions today, and see how we get on. So yeah, it's time to go start the car up and head down for the first session of the day. So that is the first session complete, and for once we actually had a really good session. So a couple of laps just to put a heat into the engine. It warmed up really quick because obviously it's quite warm today. And then yeah, it was just a test to see how the chassis is handling. So we normally struggle around the left-handers here, but the car is definitely the best it's ever felt, especially around Snetterton. And through the rights, it's really planted. So through Coram, normally you have to sort of almost want to feather the throttle or lift when you're going through it, whereas I just managed to keep my foot flat all the way through, and the cart was planted, and where I turned it went. So cart's handling really well. Really bad brake issue again. As we've just been looking through it, we have noticed that the brake pedal weren't returning properly, which was also sort of what I was trying to explain at Silverstone when we had to spin in race 3, that when I pressed the brake down, it didn't actually seem to come off properly, and obviously I think that's what caused the spin. So yeah, found that, and hopefully that will be the brake issue we had, because in the session then I just lost a little bit of time because I just didn't quite have the confidence to brake late and it stopped in time. We had a couple of moves where I braked late and I missed the apex of the corner, whereas normally I'd get it stopped in time. I couldn't get the car to slow down, so brakes hopefully will be better for this next one. The only other issue we had was we tried a different gearing to see if that'd work, and we had the same issue we had last year where it feels quick, and then in 6th gear on the straights, the engine just can't pull 6th gear. It just runs out of rev. So we have just changed to gearing. We're going to go out and see if that's any better. The tyres are now pretty dead, so handling wise it might not be as good whether we go as quick. I'm in the 147s. Obviously the quickest I did last year was a 146, which was almost in a lap record, whereas the first year we were here we were doing 149, so we're already probably on the pace. So yeah, hopefully in this session we'll get back in the 147s, a little bit more top speed. We did 138 mile an hour in the first one, but up the start straight, not actually on the back straight. So yeah, if we can get a bit more speed down the back straight, that gains some time, and hopefully we can end up with a quick lap time, maybe a PB. Hopefully by the end of the weekend we can do our best time, and yeah, see if we can be battling at the front. So we're now going to get ready and go out, or last test session of today. So that is the second session of the day complete now, last one for the day. And obviously we kept it on the same tyres, which were completely dead, which I'll show you in a second as well. But we did change the gearing to see if that would make any difference, and it definitely accelerated a bit better, but 6th gear it still weren't quite pulling what we wanted to. We were still getting into sort of the 13,000 mark, and then it just not really pulling anymore. Didn't quite have the straight line speed still compared to sort of the other two drivers who were expecting to be racing against, but the car handling wise is definitely the best it ever has been, and yeah, for how bad the tyres actually are, it's really good. We're now a second off where we were last year, so if we can sort out the engine and get that revving a bit better, and then just chuck some new tyres on for the racing and qualifying, yeah, I can't see why we can't be doing the best times I've done around here as well. So kart wise it's really good. It's the first time ever I've been able to just hold it flat round Coram and the kart just do what I want it to do. Ready for tomorrow now, just going through the kart, quick little clean up, check over, and yeah, we'll be out for free practice in the morning with slightly better tyres on to see what lap time we can do, and hopefully maybe change the jetting of the engine and see if we can get some more top speed out of it. Alright, so now getting ready for free practice this morning. We put some better tyres on than we had yesterday, probably for both sessions as well. So yeah, tyres should be much better. So yeah, hopefully a bit more grip will just find us a little bit more time. We have just tried to change the jetting as well to see if we can help it pull in 6th gear, but the wind looks like it's changed today. So rather than giving us a headwind down the back straight, it's actually a tailwind. So we should be able to rev it more down there. It's just whether it will pull up the start straight, but feel like up the start straight we'll lose a little bit less than what we would have on the back straight. So hopefully lap time wise will be quicker. There will be more karts out there as well, I believe. So yeah, we'll go find out what we can do. The plan isn't to do the full session anyway, just a couple of laps, see if the gearing is right, and then yeah, maybe a couple of laps on these tyres just to see if probably if it's going to handle too well that we have to take a bit of grip off, because when we put new ones on, yeah, it might be too much. But car was handling good yesterday, we're all ready to go. It's another warm one today, so yeah, hopefully it goes well, and I'll see you after practice. So after putting at P1 in free practice in the morning, we had a lot of confidence going into qualifying, so bolted on some new tyres and headed down to the assembly area where we were put in the last row. So as we headed out onto the track, we had all of the other karts in front of us. So the original plan was just to do a couple of laps and then see what lap time we'd done. But with where we were positioned on the track, I knew we were going to have to do at least 2 to 3 laps before we found any kind of clear track, which even after 2 or 3 laps in this session, we still hadn't actually found any clear track. So the first couple of laps, it was just all about trying to get past as many karts as possible, heat the engine up, and yeah, scrub the tyres in. And then the goal was to try and just wait until we've done a lap time that was quick enough that I'd be confident with someone near the front, and then park it up. But I always said before going out I had to get at least a 1:47, and as soon as I'd done a 1:47, we were going to come in the pits. And lap after lap going around, having to overtake every lap, getting held up quite a few times. I think I saw like a 1:50, 1:51, then started another lap and we had another driver come out of the pits in front of us, trying to start my next clear lap, and we've just got drivers that we've got to overtake into turn 1. And then when I finally got to a position where I thought, right, we look like we've got some clear track now, I made a move into the first corner, and then as I went into turn 2, I pressed the brakes down and it didn't quite feel the same, so I was a little bit unsure what was going on. And then yeah, we come through turn 3, I was running down behind the 250, and as I went into the corner and pressed the brake pedal just went really light, hit the nose cone, and I lost all brakes. And at this point, I thought I was definitely going to end up in a tyre wall. So definitely one of the scariest moments I've ever had in a kart, and really lucky to have not made it into the wall. My first thought was, right, try take to the grass just to slow it up a little bit and make sure when we hit the other part of the grass, we're now turning the other way to try and just take as much speed off as possible. And yeah, we managed to keep it out of the barrier, which was a nice feeling. But it was definitely time to go back, see what the problem with the brakes were. And yeah, we knew we were going to have quite a lot of hard work to do for the racing, just to do with how far behind we were going to be in qualifying due to not actually getting to post one clear lap time. qualifying done. Not a good ending. Just trying to get some heat into the tyres. We had new tyres on, so just trying to scrub them up a bit. And then when we tried to do a couple of flying laps, there's always just someone in front of us, obviously putting us offline. So we never got a quick lap. And then the lap where I started my flying lap, got a bit of clear track, got going, made a move into turn 1, then obviously made it into turn 2, let on the brakes. And then I caught another 250 up. So the goal was just to get in the slipstream and then outbrake into Agostini's. And as I pulled out, went on the brakes, brake later than normal as well to make sure we got in front. The brakes failed, and it's probably the first time I've ever driven anything where I honestly thought I was going into a wall. So yeah, not the end we wanted. Honestly, how it's not gone into a wall and how the grass slowed me up as much as it did, I don't know. Yeah, we found the issue with the brakes, so that has hopefully now been sorted. We've tried to make something to stop it happening again, because it is what happened to us at Silverstone. So yeah, fingers crossed that the brakes are sorted. We qualified 5th, so I got a little bit of work to do, but yeah, just don't really get a chance to test the brakes without really going straight into the race. So we'll see. Obviously, yeah, got to go down to Agostini's on the first lap behind some drivers. I hope they work, and yeah, if there's someone in front, maybe we'll try and move, maybe we'll stay behind for the first lap or 2. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But cart's all ready. We think a little bit damage to the nose cone, a little bit damage to underneath, but for now it's been duct taped back up. So yeah, the cart might not handle the best this time round, but we're just glad we've got the cart in one piece. I've stayed in one piece as well, and yeah, we're hopefully going to make it out for the next race. So next one's just to make sure the cart runs, and then hopefully tomorrow we can go full attack and see if we can get a win. But yeah, all good. Here to fight another day. And yeah, we'll see what happens in race 1. Right, so race 1 finished P3. So obviously after the little incident in qualifying, yeah, definitely had to just try find some confidence as well in the brakes. Yeah, we didn't get time to bleed the brakes through, which was the only thing we wanted to do, but obviously with us rushing around finding a couple more things damaged on the kart, even the nose cone as well, where it'd gone through the grass. We went out and on the warm-up lap I could notice that the brakes were just feeling a little bit funny. Every time I sort of pressed them once or twice, they didn't really seem to work properly, so I was having to like pump them through to get the brakes to work. Off the start, I actually got a good start, got away, and when I went for the brake pedal it didn't actually work properly, so pressed it a couple more times, and next thing I locked all 4 wheels up, and I think Liam in front of me as well did the same. He locked up, so then obviously was in the wrong gear when I exited the first corner, so I lost a lot of time to the ones in front. I had a 250 come past me as well, and as we headed to the next corner, yeah, I just tried to brake early, make sure I stopped, and yeah, then just tried to build into it. A couple of laps in, I actually found myself catching the drivers in front, so I realised I actually had some pace even though I was braking earlier than normal. Had a really good battle all the way through. We swapped places quite a few times. I managed to get one down the straight in the slipstream, and then I had managed to get past Tom and Ross, but Ross got back past me. Tom then sent it back up the inside. I then lost a lot of time to them, and then yeah, finally worked my way up, managed to get past Tom down the back straight, and then managed to get past Ross as well into the last corner. So I sent the move into the last corner on Ross because I thought it was the last lap, but yeah, it turns out as we head up to the start line I saw no flag, so it was quite good. We had a good drag side by side, and then just as we got to the corner, I had to press the brake down to start slowing it up, and it didn't work, which actually gave me the move, because as I braked and I kept going, he braked as well. So just sort of turned it in, made it into the first corner, and then yeah, just tried to put one quick lap in just to see what we could do. Managed to have a quick look behind and saw I had a good gap to 4th place, so Ross behind me. So yeah, the goal was just to now bring it home and see what lap time we could do on that last lap. And I did have a bit of an incident as I headed down the back straight under the bridge. When I went for the brake pedal, it just did not slow me up at all. So trying to stand on it as hard as I could, tried to pump it a couple of times, and it just weren't quite working. And yeah, I did make a little bit of contact with one of the 125. I have gone and apologised as well, because that was definitely my fault. I couldn't get it stopped, so made it through though, braked early into the last corner, and then we crossed the line as well with the fastest lap of the race. So maybe the brakes did help me out a little bit, but yeah, fastest lap gives me pole for tomorrow's race. Just a couple of things now to go over with the kart, see if we can get it fixed and see if we can get it better for tomorrow. We have had a look at the brake pads, and we think that they definitely overheated on the incident earlier as well, which could have been a part of the reason why I couldn't get the kart to stop properly. So new brake pads are going in. We are now going to bleed up the whole system as well, just to make sure we're all good. So I think once the brakes are there, hopefully we can be on pace tomorrow. The only thing it's looking like is there is a good chance of rain at some point tomorrow, but we're not sure what time we'll be out, because there's 4 races to be ran from today, first thing in the morning, and then yeah, it just depends on obviously how everything runs during the day. So fingers crossed that we get both races as well. I'm hoping for a dry race, to be honest. In the wet I don't know what pace I've got, in the dry I know we're there or thereabouts. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be dry, but fingers crossed. Still waiting for race this morning. There's still been some delays as well, so we're race 11. We're hoping to be out around 2ish today, and if you look on the weather forecast, between sort of 1 and 2 is where we get some showers and some maybe heavy rain. So it is looking like it's going to be wet for the first race. So we've gone and got wet tyres ready. We have got the slick tyres ready as well, and that's what we're hoping that will go on, especially with starting pole. I don't really want to be the one in the wet trying to find out where there is grip, but yeah, if it comes to that, we'll be ready for it. Kart is all done. We took the cylinder heads off last night just to check the pistons and so on. We can see a slight bit of detonation, only a slight. So yeah, pistons are staying in, but we can't drop the jetting at all, so we're just gonna have to leave it on what we're on. But yeah, we're fired up as well this morning just to make sure it's all working. We've bled it all through. Just gonna wait, see what the weather is like for race 1. Hopefully it's dry, could be wet, we'll find out. But yeah, we'll see you after race number 2 and the first race of today. So that is the first race of today done, race number 2 for us over the weekend. We come away with a P2, which, yeah, we did start on pole, but obviously just trying to live with the boys at the front is always a hard job for me as well, especially the first couple of laps or two. Got an alright start. Liam managed to get just in front of me on the straight just before going into the first corner. So my main aim really was just to make sure we held second place, so slightly tighter into the second corner, and then, yeah, just trying to push away, no mistakes. Just slowly closed the gap up to Liam as well, just after I thought he was then starting to pull away from me, which was good. And yeah, there was a couple of areas on the track where I felt faster. I definitely felt faster through turn 1. I feel like I was catching a little bit on the brakes here and there, but the main place I felt really quick was actually under the bridge, carrying the brakes into the left, definitely trail braking quite a lot. But I did cook the rear pad quite a bit, so I did try adjust the bias as well, put more to the front, which obviously made it a little bit harder to carry the same speed under the bridge. But yeah, I can't remember what lap it was in, but one of the laps in, I just started to feel the chain jump a little bit on the exit of the corners, so I did try and keep the gears up slightly higher for some of them. I was on a really good lap as well, or aiming for a 146.2, and just at the last corner I went for the gears, and I don't know, I was trying to be a little bit more gentle on the gears, and I obviously just didn't put it in hard enough. Missed a gear, and that cost me about 6/10 of my lap time. So the lap time we could have done was even quicker, which would have been under the lap record. I think Liam's just smashed it anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered, but it'd have been nice to have been under it. But yeah, we had the pace, so we were living with Liam a bit. Just being in his toe helped me actually carry the speed through. So the engine maybe not quite as quick, but in his toe it just helped me live with him. Whereas as soon as he managed to get away a bit, yeah, I just lost the time just with the engine not pulling on the straight quite as well. Trying to then just maintain it from third place from Lee. He did have a look up the inside of me one lap on the brakes, but yeah, managed to hold it. And then as we crossed the line, slowed it down, and then just coming around the track on the in lap, the chain decided to snap. So we were very lucky. If it was one lap longer, it wouldn't have lasted. But yeah, so now it's just time to quickly put another chain on, just have another look at the brakes, just to see what we did to the rears, because I always have the bias set quite far to the back. Just from the short circuit days is what I prefer, but it does cook them quite quick, only being on obviously one caliper, not two like the front. So yeah, time to go get the kart done. A couple of spots of rain now heading out as well, so hopefully that clears for the last race. But yeah, happy with that. P2, last race is the O-Plate race as well, so we are going to see if we can do something to win that one. Again, I just want to get away at the front. If I can get away with the front two boys at least, then we've got a good chance. So we'll see what the last race of the day brings, as long as we get it, and hopefully the weather stays dry. So just as it got to the end of the day, we found out our last race had been cancelled due to some crashes from the classes before us and just some delays during the day. Yeah, the race got cancelled, so we had to just put the car in the van after getting it all ready and head home. The race that got cancelled hopefully should be rerun at Donington, where we will be trying to still win it, even though I haven't done this layout in the Division 1. But yeah, it'll be a little bit harder than Snetterton, just due to us having good pace at Snetterton. But yeah, that is what it is. Good weekend overall, a second and a third for the championship. Found out the brake issue, which has now been solved. So all happy there. So if you have enjoyed, please do like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment of what you thought. And I'm just going to leave a clip here at the end of my fastest lap compared to Liam's fastest lap of the weekend, which was a lap record. It was quite even neck and neck-ish. And going on to the start straight, I missed a gear and lost everything I had. But just shows I did have the pace. Just one mistake cost it, but enjoy.